Oh, Logan, look, here's the wagon tracks here. Oh, wow, that is neat.
Oh, cool.
Hello, and welcome back to Follow. It's January 9th, 2025, and Logan and I are headed back out to do some more exploring. Our original plan for the day was to run the Cottonwood Telegraph Trail from here, navigating north of Mineral Mountain, and arriving back at camp here. Unfortunately, we quickly encountered a road closure here. I will explain more about this situation in a few minutes. This is video 3 in a series of 5 we will be sharing of our time spent while in Arizona. As stated in the previous 2 videos, as new episodes in the series are uploaded, I will provide links in the descriptions of each video to the other episodes in the series. If you missed the first 2 videos, Alicia had to stay behind for work. Today is a very special day, however, as tonight she is flying in to join us for the rest of our epic adventure. The last 5 minutes of this video features a fun montage of Alicia flying into Phoenix and Logan and I picking her up at the Sky Harbor Airport. This area is known as the Hewitt Station and Three Canyon OHV trails, managed by the Globe Ranger District. We stopped to air down our tires here and then got back underway. There seems to be a lot of recent changes and sanctioned closures in this area. The entrance to the Cottonwood Telegraph Trail proved to be one of them. In researching the narration for this video, I realize now this road closure was due to the right-of-way portion of this trail being located on private property. An alternative route has been established further south on FR 230, also known as Putz Wood Canyon Road, and begins here, rejoining the original trail here. Not having this information at the time, we soon found ourselves here, road closed. Disappointed, we turned around and checked Onyx for other nearby trails in the area. Wagon tracks, Apache Tears, and Arnett Canyon seemed like a logical choice. We utilized this side trail, designated as FDR 979, and began to make our way towards those attractions. This intersection here would transition us onto FDR 989, also known as Apache Tier Road. A hard left here is where we joined the Onyx route and headed towards the wagon tracks. I'm extremely glad we ended up being redirected to this area, as it proved to be a memory-making history lesson. Deciding we were hungry, we stopped for lunch here and then familiarized ourselves with the recent changes to motorized use in the area. Apparently, a closure ordinance went into effect September 5th, 2024 and will remain in force for the next 5 years. Fortunately, the posted notice clearly states motorized trails MT 3154 and MT 2403 along the described area boundary and Trail 221, Legends of Superior Trail, remain open. This route is MT 3154. Onyx shows this route to be green, indicating easy, which by all accounts is, but there is some uneven ground and washout spots requiring high ground clearance as well as decent approach and departure angles. We are actually navigating through the old town site of Pinal, Arizona. I found an interesting article on the fs.usd.gov website. I will leave a link to this article in the description below, but it states, and I quote, "In 1876, the Silver King mine was discovered in the mountains north of present-day Superior. As the mine was developed and its population grew, a small town called Picket Post was developed on the site of an old short-lived Army Road construction camp along Queen Creek at one of the few places in the area with a reliable water supply. In 1878, its name changed to Pinal, and it began to grow. By the mid-1880s, it boasted one of the largest stamp mills in the state and had an official population of over 800 people, with all the attendant businesses and services needed for a town expecting to become a city: hotels, newspapers, banks, restaurants, breweries, saloons, dry goods, and a drugstore, shoe store, blacksmiths, and tinsmiths. However, the silver market crashed, production at the mill plummeted, and the town was abandoned. The post office closed in 1891. Some people moved over to the smaller town of Hastings, just a few miles away, where a large copper deposit allowed it to continue to develop and eventually become Superior. This right turn here transitions onto MT 2403 and is part of the Legends of Superior Trail. Keeping right here is necessary to reach the wagon tracks. We have finally arrived at the wagon tracks. The Onyx app provided a good explanation and history of the tracks, and I quote, "According to the Tom Collinborn Chronicles, the tracks are the result of ore wagons hauling silver ore from the Silver King mine to the Pinal Mill on Queen Creek just west of this location during the 1870s and early 1880s. The ore wagon road crossed a large deposit of welded volcanic ash. This type of rock was not too resistant to the metal rims of the old wagon wheels carrying heavy loads of silver ore. The wagon wheels etched 2 deep ruts across the large deposit of welded volcanic ash. Each member of the mule team stepped in the same location as the mule ahead, thus the mule tracks also are visible today. After our visit to the wagon tracks, we started our descent down to cross Queen Creek and began to make the climb up onto the mesa top. This would provide access to an overlook for Arnett Canyon and an abandoned quarry for the mining of Apache tears. Apache tears are obsidian nodules formed in nature. As obsidian, volcanic glass, flows become fractured and hydrated over time, the original glass is altered to a white, flaky mineral called perlite. Perlite has a variety of uses, including soil amendment and insulation. If the conversion of an obsidian mass is only partial, there can be residual nodules of obsidian encased in perlite. Although obsidian nodules can be found in many western U.S. locations, the term Apache tears should be attached only to those glossy obsidian nodules found near Apache Leap in Superior, Arizona, and here is why. Apache tears received their namesake due in part to the legend of the Apache Leap. Just east of Superior, a high, steep cliff can be seen. This is the Apache Leap. The origins of the Apache Leap legend can be traced to U.S. soldiers stationed near present-day Superior in 1871. Although no official record exists of a skirmish between troops and Indians at what is now called Apache Leap, the legend may be based on fact. The legend relates that Apache warriors were trapped on a large rock ledge by cavalry troops at Camp Pinal. Rather than surrender, however, about 75 of the warriors and their horses leaped off the cliff to their deaths. It was because of this incident that the cliff became known as the Apache Leap. Relatives of those who died gathered a short distance from the base of the cliff and mourned their loved ones. Legend says their sadness was so great their tears were embedded into black obsidian stones. When held to the light, they are said to reveal the translucent tear of the Apache. From this blocked road is a 0.6-mile hiking path to a spot where perlite was mined from the Perlite Caves. Apache tears can be chipped out of the perlite faces of abandoned quarries, but it is much easier to find them in the mining waste. There are several abandoned quarries in the area, but the Perlite Caves is the most interesting. We did not have time to hike to the cave, so instead continued our push for the Arnett Canyon Overlook. In the foreground is Picket Post Mountain, which is the eroded remnant of a large volcanic feature. It stands at an elevation of 4,378 feet above sea level. According to Wikipedia, the mountain's name stems from an early military camp established at the base of the mountain by General George Stoneman in 1870. The soldiers nicknamed the mountain picket post due to its use as a sentinel position to guard their camp from attacks. It was a little cold and windy, so we headed back down to the bottom. here to hike over to some caves we'd spotted along a cliff. Here we encountered another sign posted in the center of the trail so as to not drive in this newly restricted area. This concrete foundation was one of the few remaining remnants of the thriving community once established here. Our hike was fun and scenic, but did not prove to be anything significant. It was getting late in the day, so we headed back out to the highway to air up our tires as we would be driving into Phoenix to pick up Alicia. All right, Logan, we're all aired up. I wonder what your mom's up to.
Heading to the airport. As you can see, the weather is not so pleasant here. So I'm looking forward to getting into Phoenix, and hopefully it's a lot warmer. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. See you soon.
Bye.
Just got dropped off at the airport. I'm getting ready to go through security and go where it's warm. Go see my boys.
Well, I guess she's at the airport. We better get going. Okay, well, she made it through security, so now all she has to do is sit there for a while and wait for the plane to take off.
Yes, I must do this. I've never seen one of these things before. There's water, soap, and air coming out of one unit.
Use the left 2 lanes to keep left to merge onto State Route 202 Loop South.
All right, Logan, we finished getting water. I wonder what your mom's doing now.
I haven't seen Garrett for a week or so, make myself look kind of pretty. Let's do it.
Okay, Logan, we're at this Mexican food restaurant that Leslie recommended. I wonder what your mom's doing now.
That doesn't make it with you don't have. Pull those things out and bring your bags up again. 7s, 8s, and 9s. Need to check their bags now.
Here we go. Getting on the plane.
Well, that was a really good dinner, Logan. Your mom lands in about 20 minutes. Let's head over there and get her. All right, cell phone parking lot, waiting on your mom. She says she's taxiing to the gate. Not long now. Here comes Alicia. Praise God for our safe travels and being reunited. Thanks for watching.